want to thank you all for coming, and I hope that it's worth your time. I put a little bit of energy into it and hope the information that I share with you is considered valuable. We're going to share the, Dick, you are going to have to, you want me to mute you?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you're noisy.
I'm noisy?
You're noisy.
You were sassy. What's sassy? Is sassy making noises?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe it's not yours. We'll see.
Well, it is because his face is popping up.
Yeah. Okay. If I hear it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mute you, Dick, if it's necessary. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to share my screen, and y'all let me know that you can see it all. Can you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. So we're going to start tonight with our sharing.
Stop it.
I expected Lisa.
Really?
And I am going to go ahead, Dick, and give me a minute and let me share this for you. Where's my mouse? Screen. Let me get my here. Okay, there's my mouse. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to go over here. Dick, there's participants. And Dick, I did it. If I need to undo it, I will. Okay? And we got that one. So now I'm going to share the screen again. And then we're going to go right into sharing. And what we do when we share is we take a sentence and we finish it with choosing whichever one we want to and telling whatever we want to tell. And I picked mine out right now, too. And ooh, I actually like these. I could pick a couple of them. And I made them up. I just don't pay attention to them. That's crazy. Okay, the last time I was too healthy was in my 30s. I had a car wreck in my 30s, and I don't know what happened. I don't know that contributed to it, but I know that I sure didn't get back to my habits before that day, and it spiraled into the 249 pounds I ended up. Last time I was truly healthy was late 30s. Yeah. Anybody want to go next?
I'm trying to think which one I want.
Yeah, I know. I was tempted for the optimal health and what it would look like for me. That one was a tempting one to tackle.
If I could wish away one bad habit, it would be sleeping in.
Oh, okay. That's good.
That's a good one.
I really like to sleep and nap.
That is a habit of health. A bunch of us don't get the sleep we need.
Well, yeah, but it affects your sleep later. You know, I can't sleep at night if I've had too much sleep or too many naps. So that's all just part of not having enough energy.
Right. So, who's next?
If I could wish away one bad habit, I think it would be putting things off. Like I know I should do it, and then I'll get doing something else, and then I forget what I was doing. So I think it would be putting things off and not doing them. My priorities, I guess, is what I want to say.
You know, I can see you saying that because we talk about that a lot. Dick, I unmuted you so we could hear
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to share, I have not been receiving the optimal, Optavia 30 messages.
Okay.
And I finally got a hold of them, and they said that I have to get a hold of my carrier and that I have to ask them to enable short code messages.
Oh, I bet
Otherwise, I can't receive them.
I probably have to do the same thing. That's probably why I'm not getting mine either. Mine says failure. I don't know what yours say.
No, mine said I was supposed to start getting them the very next day.
Yeah.
So I've already been on the 99,000 getting messages all along, And then I added the Optavia 30, and it said add your ID number, which I did, and it said you will start getting your messages tomorrow, and that was on August the 1st.
So,
And I've never received them, and when I called in, they said try doing it again. So I did it again, and I put the information in, but it didn't work. So they had turned in a report, and I got a call from someone at Take Shape for Life. I can't remember what department it was, but
they told you about the carrier.
they told me that I had to get in contact with the carrier. They said call 611 on my phone and talk to them about how I get it. But I'm going to go to Verizon because I'm not good at this kind of stuff.
Okay, perfect.
I'm wondering if one of us had your phone number, if we could forward them to you every day. I could do that.
No, we don't.
Well, I appreciate that, Lisa, but I would like to be successful at it because some of my clients are going to try to do it too, and they're not going to be successful. So I'm going to go and find out from Verizon how to do it on a Droid.
And you're not going to always have a lot of time just because you do now.
Yeah, right. You're going to get busy, girl.
So, Dick, did you have
Yeah.
something you want to do?
No, I don't know what to do.
Well, which one are you going to do? I'm going to mute you again if you're not careful.
Oh, probably.
Lisa, you want to take one and run with it?
If I could wish away one bad habit, it would be overthinking. I drive myself crazy overthinking, and I should remember KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
All of these are good things. Everybody's nodding their head, you know. Okay, Dick, you want to bow out tonight, or are you going to participate?
Mine's overeating.
Oh, yours is overeating?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Well, it ain't as bad as I used to eat.
Uh-huh.
In other words, it's going good now.
Well, that's good, and that was a great answer. So we're going to go into our team room right here for a minute, and everybody can see it. Did it do it right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, good. So I'm actually in the team room. We're setting at 20 people now. So,
Yay.
we have a new person here, Heidi Schulp. You might want to go in and welcome her. She's a friend of Colleen's. I see Colleen. Welcome to my friend Heidi. So that's really cool. Let's go back to my PowerPoint. Okay. I didn't even know how to do that. Thank goodness. It worked. Every challenge, we give away food to the needy, the hungry, and it is a Meltdown challenge wanting to partner up with people who represent their mission, you know, making America healthy, feeding Americans, feeding anyone. And so now when you invite people, you get 2 friends to join. Every person that joins, MDC donates 2 meals to feed the hungry. They don't have to do that. It's just part of who we are, and they do it because it's making a difference. And signing up for the challenge, I put a link on my page. If you guys need help putting your link on your Facebook page, I'll do that with you at another time, but we can get that done. The new products, well, I think everybody in here except Lisa has tried new products. You have 13 new products. 7 of them are soy-free, 9 of them are gluten-free. And who wants to comment on any products? I'll comment first. I like the Chipotle. I didn't like the sweet potatoes. I haven't had the renewal shake. I love the dark chocolate covered shake. That would be my favorite. I'm okay with the spinach pesto, not a favorite. I haven't done that Bliss. I like all 3 bars. These have like only 2 grams of sugar in them, so they're not sweet like our other fuelings, but they're good. I've tried the cinnamon cream cheese swirl, like that. And I've tried both of the cereals. They're okay. I'd have to get used to them if I really ate them. I think I would just probably stick with my favorites. So I'm about 50-50 on the new products.
I'm glad to
Well,
hear
I
you
would-
say that because I wasn't a big fan of some of them either.
By the way, have you got my order there, Mom?
Yeah, it's here.
Okay.
Marilyn, did you like anything?
I did like the changes in the macaroni and cheeses. I'm a glut. I like those a lot anyway. The bars are all right. I didn't care for the hot cereal. I haven't tried the cinnamon one, but I do like cinnamon. And chocolate shake was okay. I'm not a big cherry fan.
Uh-huh.
And then I tried the biscuit, which is just really dry. I suppose it needed something to go with it.
I didn't like, the way my biscuit turned out wasn't good, but Dorothy told me to bake it instead of cook it in the microwave. So I'm going to try that and see if that makes a difference.
I cut down on the, I cook mine at 60% instead of the full high on my microwave, because my microwave is kind of high, but I'm sure that it's going to be better if you bake it. I'm not a fan of the sweet potatoes, but there's a site on LinkedIn that you can find out how to make it into muffins. And so I haven't signed up for LinkedIn yet, but I'm going to, because there's a lot of recipes in there for the new Optivia products. I like all of the shakes, and I'm not a shake person. I did not use the shakes before, except for the ready to drink. But I am a fan of all three of the shakes. I like them. And I don't like the texture of the cereals.
Yeah.
That's my complaint. I don't like the textures. So they're not going to be my favorite, but everything else I like.
Marsh, how about you and Dick? I know that you stopped at the gate and you were snarling your nose up at the pesto.
She's muted.
You're muted.
Spinach and macaroni and cheese, I didn't like at all.
Yeah. Marsha, you're muted.
Wake up, honey.
Okay, I'm sorry I muted it. No, I thought the spinach pesto was too strong for us. I don't like it. Like, I'm not a big one anyways of it, but I love spinach, and I've only tried that in the one bar, which I can't remember which bar it was. I like the bar, but I like coconut. I don't think Dick's going to like it because he doesn't like coconut.
Well, that pretty much covers all of that. There's 26 to 30 of the existing meal replacements that's going to be reformulated and brought on board in January. Then there's another 30. They're going to have the Optivia label, and they will have the probiotics added, and the vitamin D, and the antioxidant. But when they bring those over, they won't fall under the no GMOs. Isn't that how you understand it, Dorothy?
Yes, that is how I understand it.
Okay, but everything else will be clean in the products. Did you want to add anything to that, Dorothy?
I just want to say that it's sad that so much of it has coconut in it that Tony won't be able to eat.
Well,
I
Tony,
don't like coconut either.
Tony doesn't really eat this because he needs to keep his weight up. So
Right.
we've
But
had, yeah.
there is a lot of coconut in there if someone's
see.
allergic to coconut.
Tony actually uses the Optimal Health, the 3 and 3. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
Yeah,
go here.
Dick doesn't like coconut either, so he won't like them, I'm sure.
Well, Tony's allergic to coconut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, so we're going to get back to our Beyond Your Biology, and this is where I think we stopped. Let me know if you don't hear it, okay?
As I've said, health is a dynamic equilibrium. It's a balance of all the forces out there and within you, and it's always breaking down, always being restored. It's your responsibility really to maintain health, to learn the basic principles of healthy lifestyle and to make appropriate lifestyle choices. And again, remember that whatever genetic hand you've been dealt, there's a lot of latitude in how you play that. And the more we find out about epigenetics, the more we realize that factors outside of the genome really influence expression of genes and determine our risks of disease and overall health.
The vast majority of our genes are fluid and dynamic, responding quickly and even instantly to everything that we experience. In animal studies, it has been shown that the memory of trauma can be transferred to future generations. So if a mouse has received electrical shocks and been exposed to a pleasant smell, then the future generation of mice, maybe up to several generations, will be afraid of that pleasant smell even though they have not been exposed to the electrical shocks. Which means that epigenetically, memory can be transferred through those marks. Complicated chemical reactions that either silence the genes or turn them on or increase their volume or decrease their volume. The bottom line is that stress and trauma can be passed to future generations, also experiences in the womb, and even the stress of our ancestors. Do we know this for sure in human beings? We do not know this for sure in human beings, but there are few scattered studies, like the studies done on people who were exposed to the Dutch famine in the Second World War. The next generations had higher incidence of obesity and diabetes. There's some evidence that children and grandchildren of Holocaust victims have the same inherited propensity to stress and therefore illness. This needs more research, but the fact still remains that 75% of your genes are the same as a mouse, 80% of your genes are the same as a cow, 90% of your genes are the same as a cat, and so on. 98.8% of your genes are the same as a monkey. So the fact is that what holds true for other species probably holds true for us. So your experiences right now could be determining the well-being or risk for disease for future generations, your children, your grandchildren, and even beyond.
That was very interesting.
Oh, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. We're gonna cover the future of medicine, and then we'll move on to the next slide.
I'd say I'm very dismayed by the state of Western medicine today, and especially by healthcare in America. I think our healthcare system has failed us totally. I think our system really fails to keep people well. We do a terrible job at health promotion and disease prevention. At the same time, I'm very encouraged by the really how much traction integrative medicine has gained, and the fact that this is becoming a mainstream movement. So, I'm quite confident that eventually we're going to see things a lot better here. Remember also I said that doctors really should be teachers and guides, and it's really worth trying to find physicians that you can partner with who can really help you in getting the information you need to make the right lifestyle choices. I do see the future of medicine as being integrative. I think this is going to become mainstream medicine, and one day we'll be able to drop the word integrative. This will just be good medicine. I hope that we will see new kinds of healthcare facilities come into existence that I would envision as being hybrids between spas and clinics where you could go to for lifestyle analysis, and that when you came out of these, you'd know more than when you went in about how to live, about maybe how to prepare food, how to grow some of your own food, how to handle stress, how to use natural remedies to support your health, and that stays in these places would be paid for in whole or in part by insurance. I'd also like to see a real blending of Eastern and Western medical philosophy. The Western approach has really been focused on the structure of the body. Eastern medicine has more looked at function. A good friend and colleague of mine who is Chinese once said to me that if you could summarize all of Chinese medicine in one sentence, it would be to dispel evil and support the good. In Western medicine, all of our attention has been on dispelling evil. That is, we try to identify agents of disease and then use weapons against them. And that has its place. That definitely has its place. But I think we've ignored the supporting of the good, which means supporting the body's intrinsic functions of defense and healing. As an example, I talked earlier in this course about the acid suppressive drugs, the proton pump inhibitors that are widely used for the treatment of gastroesophageal reflux. And this is a perfect example of the Western antagonistic approach. That is, you have too much acid in the stomach, so we develop a pharmacological weapon that suppresses acid. The Eastern approach, I think, is represented. There's a natural product, an herbal product called DGL. It's a licorice derivative that increases the mucus coating in the lining of the stomach and esophagus, making it more resistant to stomach acid. So that's a perfect example of the Eastern approach, that is supporting the good, supporting part of the body's natural defenses. I think both of these approaches are necessary, but we are way unbalanced in the West on using these, powerful weapons against disease rather than working with supporting the body's intrinsic functions of defense and healing.
I think if people have the good knowledge, that's the first step. But we hope to see both personal and social transformation with not only good knowledge and making this data available, but actually creating it easy for people to begin the process of self-healing and transformation. This requires physical space like the Chopra Center. It requires social space like an app like Jayo, which we have. It also requires motivation and inspiration through connecting with people who are on this journey. It requires new products and new services like an Uber, for example, for yoga teachers and meditation teachers and nutritionists and counselors. It requires metrics, the ability to measure both biological change and create a biological well-being index, but also a social well-being index. And it requires selective use of technology. So when we have all of that, physical space, social space, metrics, technology, products and services, and good, inspiring content and experts in all fields available, then we can begin to see both personal and social transformation in the direction of well-being, physical well-being, and all the other aspects of well-being.
Very good. How much does that relate to what we learn when we're in those challenges? That really is almost word for what they say, isn't it?
Mm.
Absolutely.
That's our social connections there.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get back to my keynote here. There we go. And tonight we're going to do a success story about somebody that's in the ring. This is going to be a little hard. It's going to be hard for me to share, and it's going to be even hard for you to listen to. And a lot of you have experienced this as it was happening. You just didn't know what the backstory was when it was going on. And sharing it with the people who, it's Lisa. We're going to share Lisa's story. When I was in National Convention in 2013 in Nashville, Tennessee, I hadn't seen Lisa for longer than it should have been. And this was a convenient time, and it just was right for me to get there to see her. And when I left there from her, she got on the program. She surprised me. I didn't even approach her about it. I just shared some of my product with her and visited and left. And she called me back, and she got on the program. Lisa has weighed over 200 pounds. 300 pounds. How many times? Say it again.
285 was my top.
And you have lost over 100 pounds. How many times?
3 times.
3 times. And she has never eaten healthy. Since she has been on the program, we talk a lot about how she's been able to get off her medications. Lisa is a vet. She served in the Gulf War. And when Lisa came back, she didn't come back well. And something you guys don't know, Lisa has attempted suicide 10 times. almost succeeded 3 times.
Jesus.
I know. And so it was really important to me in rescuing this child that I love so much. I never dreamed it would be the success it has been. These are Lisa's children. When Lisa went to the Gulf War, Sam, who is standing straight up, her older daughter, Janice, looks just like her, is laying on her brother's shoulder. But Sam was a baby. She hadn't even turned
1.
Yeah, she had turned 1, and Lisa got sent to the Gulf War. And so a lot of things happened as a result of that, and she didn't get to enjoy her children the way you normally would, because when she came back, her mental health was not what it had been before she left. Now, in Thanksgiving of last year, everybody knows that Lisa was trying to move down here and get out of a bad relationship up there. And that went south around Thanksgiving. And Lisa ended up being arrested and put in jail. That's why she missed all of the Zooms. And she was in a horrible place in there. But when they come to get her abusive husband, they found weapons in the house that had been stolen. And because it was her house, she was put in jail as well. As soon as they determined that those weapons were not hers and they weren't stolen, she was released. But that was a horrible Thanksgiving, and it went way past that. And we were involved in that. And Lisa even survived that and didn't complain. This is one of the things that Lisa posted on her page when she first got out. Don't think about what can happen in a month. Don't think about what can happen in a year. Just focus on the 24 hours in front of you and do and to get closer to where you want to be. And I would suspect that's her mantra. She doesn't know I'm showing any of this. And this is Lisa today. Her medications are far diminished from what they used to be. Her mind is a lot more healthy than it used to be. And her body, obviously, is a lot healthier than it used to be. Lisa has signed up her first client. That's who's up top there. That's Dr. Murphy. Dr. Murphy is Lisa's pain management doctor. And he started the program. Tonight will be his second night. He started yesterday, so we'll do our second night. But I consider Lisa quite a success story. You know, I always thought of Dick as my best success story until I actually have seen what Lisa's done. And I think that I think everybody's success is different, and everybody's success is important to them. But I asked Lisa tonight that I could share her story, because I think we all get caught up in, oh, I need to lose 10 pounds. I need to not eat pie. I need to watch bread and stuff. But, you know, it really is about a lot more than just what you're putting in your mouth.
Good job, Lisa.
Thank you.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
well, that's our meeting for tonight. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to contribute?
Lisa, some of the things that you posted have been so inspiring. And I mean, it just seems like between you and Connie, you kind of like hit the nail right on the head. One or the other of you do about maybe what I need for that day.
Well, I'm glad to hear that very much. And I wanted to share with y'all that Mom called me earlier today and asked me if she could share my story, and I was in and even the suicide parts of it, and I said, absolutely. If what I've gone through can help somebody, share away. And if anybody here that's heard my story feels the need to share, if it can help somebody, absolutely.
Well, I think you've only started to make a difference in some people who need help. You're going to be a wonderful coach, Lisa, and you're going to change a lot of lives.
She is.
I'm glad to hear this story today.
Yeah.
Well, Lisa.
Yeah.
We love you, Lisa.
Yeah,
I love y'all.
for you.
You want to tell them how much this group has meant to you, how that room that's behind her there used to be the only thing she saw for months at a time. She wouldn't leave the room. We have all become an extended family to Lisa. We all can pat ourselves on the back for pulling her along, because this was a lifeline to her.
When I started the challenges, I was still in that toxic relationship, and I look so forward. I call them Zooms. I look so forward to the Zooms because that was my connection to the outside world. And even now, all of you are very precious to me. You've helped me more than you know.
Have you ever read the book God Winks?
No.
Read the book God Winks, because I think you're a God wink for us.
Oh, that was nice. Well, I thank you everyone for coming. We're going to keep it to 30 minutes, and I'll see you next Tuesday.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.